MaRk After Dark, and you know it is after dark now that the clocks fell back an hour. So
I love it.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Do you go out in daylight at all?
Only to work.
Oh,
you're really kind of tortured. I'm a tortured soul that has to work during the day. So
aren't we all?
So you're a bad vampire.
Terrible.
Wow.
Terrible. Fall asleep early and everything. It sucks being there.
Actually, I found out what you did during the day. I never knew you were a furniture finisher.
Oh, yeah. I work for everybody on the planet.
That's actually a pretty inspiring profession. It's artistic.
Music and that.
Yeah.
I listen to music while I'm doing that. I do my write-ups. I do my interviews.
And
I take questions.
Where are your write-ups visible?
Only on my website.
Which is?
www.markafterdark.com.
Now, actually, what about the waste? You know,
and also the waste. Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks that they're going down.
That's what I've heard.
The waste was a really big part of what I did when I started what I did.
Yeah, and it was just good to have as a newspaper that was really about art.
Yeah, I used to be the only controversial writer. I used to say stuff, and people used to go, "Oh God, there's that guy saying that shitty thing about my band."
Oh, like what kind of controversy?
Well, you know, you become the man that hates everything, and then you write about what you hate, and then you write about what you like.
Okay.
I'm kind of a picky person when it comes to music.
Like, so, what do you like? You look. Who's on your?
Well, today actually, today's Jimi Hendrix's birthday.
It is Jimi Hendrix's.
And no, you mentioned purple. Purple was his color.
It is, and purple was his color. That must have been Jimmy in the house. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, we can't forget that. Without Jimi Hendrix, there wouldn't be anything. There
wouldn't be any left-handed black guitarists that go freaking nuts on their guitar like he does. He inspired white, black, green, any kind of guitar player. And did you see that thing that's recently been on PBS? I actually watched the Jimi Hendrix story. It just makes him into the cutest guy in the world. He was just a likable guy.
I just thought about it. I was going to wear a different shirt. And then I was like, well, Charles from Tired Wings, because he's one of my boys. So I mean, wear a Tired Wings shirt. And I was like, and I thought about it. I was like, sorry, Charles. I know he's going to watch this.
Yeah, but it is Jimmy's birthday.
It's Jimmy's birthday. As much as I love Tired Wings, and I do, he's one of the best songwriters around, one of the best.
And for you to say that, that's
one of the
huge.
best New York bands. It's New York bands that I love. Tired Wings for his songwriting, and he's good hard rock and roll.
That's great.
And then Jane Lee Hooker, Tracy and Tina. They wrote my theme song, MaRk After Dark theme song, when they were in Eldorado.
Eldorado, I love it.
I don't know if you've ever seen Eldorado. They were the most filmed band on my show when I did my show.
I love that name.
They were great.
It's a great name.
Two of the best. Oh my God. And this band has
Eldorado.
Mary on bass, who was in the Wides with Tracy when Tracy was the drummer, and Tina and Tracy from Eldorado, and Melissa on drums, and then they have this awesome singer. I don't know where she gets the blues, because that's a blues band, straight up. This chick's got the blues. I don't know, this girl, Dana. Holy fucking shit, man. This girl can sing like Etta James.
It wasn't Dana, that Dana. That could sing.
Dana Danger.
Oh, okay.
No, she's awesome.
Wow.
Totally.
And they're not together anymore?
No, Eldorado's not, but Jane Lee Hooker is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they're playing up at the Shrine.
Oh,
so they come out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like sometime in December. Check it out. It's on Facebook.
December's like in a few days.
Sometime coming up next month. Oops.
Yeah, like next week.
Wow, geez, I gotta pay the rent.
That's right. Yeah, right? I know. Because it's the first.
Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's just what it is.
I mailed mine yesterday. I know.
Yeah, I hate that.
I'm always like on time to a fault.
No, I can't be. I can't be.
It's my nature. I'm never late. It's like annoying. I just am always pretty much on time. Are you not on time?
No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was here. I'm usually on time when I have an appointment. I go, you know what? I got to be there. You know, and I always wanted to hang out with you, and here we are hanging out. I always said, let's hang out.
Yeah.
And now we're hanging out.
We are hanging out.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is perfect.
So, what turned you on to music when you were a kid? Like, what band was the one that was like, oh my god?
Well, in 1976, I hate saying this, but, you know, I was a little kid, and got kicked off
Were you
every
smoking
sport.
crack yet?
No,
Okay.
I never smoked crack.
Really?
You know, I did some other stuff, but we
Okay.
won't go into that.
All right.
I was kicked off every sports team. I was always the last kid picked.
Oh no.
I sucked. I still admit it. I suck, hate sports.
Okay.
And I was coming home from day camp, you know, that day. I threw my glove up in the air, and I gave my counselor the middle finger. I didn't know what the middle finger meant, but man, did it become
big.
And then he was looking at me going, what the hell? And when I got home that day, I sat on my porch, and I used to do this a lot as a kid because I was kind of alone.
Where was this porch?
In Brooklyn.
Okay.
I'm a Brooklyn boy.
A tree grows in Brooklyn.
Yep. I sat on my porch, and back then we had the radio. It's not like today where you don't have radio, like commercial radio.
Mm.
So I was flipping through the channels.
NEW.
Yeah, listen to NEW, listen to PLJ, flipping through the channels, and there it was. I heard Bon Scott. I sold my soul to Bon Scott.
Good for you.
It's a long way to the top. The only one, if you want to rock and roll, was the first song that. And before that, you know, I've been into the Stones and the Beatles like everybody else, and I love the Stones. And but his voice and everything he ever said to me. Go out and buy this record. What did I do? Otis Redding record. He would say it's his favorite singer. I'd go out and buy an Otis Redding record. He mentioned Ray Charles. I went out and I bought a Ray Charles album. And that's what got me into music. And then, you know, and then there's 76 was a prime year. I got into the Runaways in 76. They were on this show called Trash the Rock on PLJ, the worst bands in rock and roll.
Wow.
And heard the Runaways, got into Joan Jett and Lita Ford, pre-I Love Rock and Roll.
Right.
And just, I mean, I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So, and I just fell in love with all the sounds. Then Lizzie came, and, you know, my father used to listen to big bands, so I was always into Glenn Miller, and I was always into jazz. And then I got into Skinner, and that's where country came in. He mentioned Merle Haggard, of course. I went out and I bought a Merle Haggard record, and then everybody in the heavy metal community hated me back in the 80s because I had listened to country and not being a good metal guy, and I started being called a poser, which is, I admit it, hey, I'm the biggest poser on the planet.
That's cool.
There's no doubt about it.
So country seems like it's the thing right now.
It wasn't the thing when I was a kid.
Right, but right now it's like nobody can be country enough, it seems like. It seems like everything, every road leads to Nashville right now. It's.
Well,
I mean, they deserve their time, I suppose, but do you think it's going to last?
I'll tell you the truth. Country died for me, personally, when Waylon Jennings died. 2002. When Waylon died, Ultimate Outlaw came to New York, blew everybody's roof off at Max's Kansas City. He was the outlaw, the rebel. Every hard rock guy can learn something from Waylon Jennings.
Sure.
He was just a nonsense. And that, to me, was the country guy.
Wow.
And, you know, when he died in 2002, I got a tattoo of him right here.
Aww.
And you have Bon Scott, too.
Bon Scott. Right here. Rose tattoo. When I interviewed Angry, I got my rose tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So you wouldn't be the last one picked on a team now, do you think?
Oh, definitely.
You would?
Oh, yeah. I'm a total loser now.
Oh.
Somebody more of a loser than me. Come on.
But you repolish furniture or finish. Finish?
Both.
Really?
Well, and I do that, and like I said, the music thing. MaRk After Dark, ML finishing.
So how does somebody get interviewed by you? Do you have to, like, choose it or
well, I'm
submit
very
it?
picky. Musically, I'm like the pickiest guy. I got The Man That Hates Everything from a band.
Okay.
Back in 1999, my show was at the top of the stack of shows. Time Out Magazine, this guy, Chris Poland, not the drummer of Megadeth. And he was this guy that wrote for Time Out, would catch my show every week, did a whole count, and it was rated #1. And I was like,
that's so cool.
Who the hell would watch this ugly motherfucker? I don't know. But people were watching it, coming up to me in the street, in clubs, and this one guy, I run into this guy everywhere. Wherever I went, this guy was there at Sounds. I'm a record collector and CD collector. And you want to be on your show, you got to come check out my band. So me and Michael, God rest his soul, he's dead now.
Right.
We went to see this guy play. Oh, his band was terrible.
Oh, that's perfect for you.
So we went downstairs at the Continental.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
With the bathroom, that VIP room.
Yeah, we went hanging out, forgot all about that band. And then he came down and asked me, so MaRk, what do you think of my band? And I looked, and I'm a polite guy, so I looked at him and I said, well, it's not really my thing. And he knew I was opinionated, but he's like, he blurted out, you're the man that hates everything. And I was like, and Michael finished it, except the real thing. And then I was like, my eyes lit up. The guy was pissed off at me. Can I put that on a business card? And damn well made my business card.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So where is your show now? How can people see it?
It's on my YouTube channel. And mostly it's voice interviews. I don't really do TV.
Okay.
I mean, it's on my website,
So
www.markafterdark.com.
On YouTube, you just hear it? It's just...
Well, it's sound bites on SoundCloud, but the old shows.
Right.
Because people have always asked me to put up old episodes. They were kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know, Michael was the sense of humor, and I'm a straight guy.
Right.
And so I was like, well, I'm more of a radio guy than a TV guy. I got the face for radio, really. But you know, so I do radio.
Well, look at Howard, man. He's the face of both now.
Yeah.
What do you think of Howard?
He was... Controversy builds audience, stood in my head. So that's why I've always used controversy.
Now, give us an example of a controversy, because...
Man that hates everything except the real thing. It's the ultimate controversy.
It is National Bavarian Pie Day.
I have too many things to list, but like...
Well, we want one juicy skeleton, and please have your own personal Bavarian pie. Do you eat this stuff?
Of course I do. I'm a sweet tooth addict.
Excellent. That's what we love.
Let me think of one that's bone chilling, that gets people...
Yeah.
Makes people cringe.
Some kind of trouble.
Well, there was one thing I did with my sister. I threw her down a flight of stairs and broke her arm. Does that count?
Ouch. Why?
So we never got along.
Did she ever forgive you?
We haven't spoken in years.
Good for her. Good for her.
I think once only the first guest that hasn't mentioned marijuana tonight.
Well, I thought of my fair share of all different kinds of major narcotics. But I don't like drink anymore or do anything. I haven't done
sweets.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the replacement for all of that stuff. I drink coffee. You've never seen me holding a bottle of anything or beer or anything. Every time you see me, do you ever see me drink?
I don't really notice. I don't really count on what other people are doing because, you know, we're so self-absorbed.
Yeah, we are.
We don't care what you're drinking. We only care what we're drinking, right?
No, but most people go, can I buy you a beer? No! I'm a recovering alcoholic.
So
I haven't drank since I was 21 years old.
Oh my God, so are you friends with Bill?
Bill who?
That Bill guy. You don't know what that means?
I have no idea.
That's cool, because someone once asked me that, and I didn't know, but now I do.
I have no idea. You know what? I've never been to AA a day in my life, but it was the worst thing I ever got through, and then when I made it through, I was like...
What do you mean, stopping drinking?
Yeah, man, it was terrible. I did it throughout the whole 80s into the 90s, and
Wait, what do you mean, like you would stop and start and stop?
Yeah, that was horrible. And when I stopped, it was ridiculous. It was like, oh my God.
And wait a minute, you said you stopped at 21.
Yeah, I did.
So, like, what? So when
my 20s were very rough. I was always pissed off at everybody.
Because you weren't drinking?
Yeah.
And everyone else was. Wow, so when
and I would never give up rock and roll.
What was your first drink?
I broke into my father's liquor cabinet when I was, well, that's kind of another.
You can have another.
I broke into my father's liquor cabinet when I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
And I drank a bottle of his Southern Comfort.
A whole bottle?
Yeah, and then I refilled it with water thinking he wouldn't notice and put
That's
it
what we
back.
all do. Yeah, color.
And then when he came home, my father was a terrible drunk too. So when he came home, geez, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. He would go into his liquor cabinet and grab the bottle of Southern Comfort, pour it into a glass, and see the whole damn thing was water. And then I would be sitting there, and he'd be like, "Come here."
You were 5?
5, 6 years, something like that.
That's kind of young. And you were wasted?
Yeah, I couldn't walk. He said, "Do a straight line," and I could. When you're 5 or 6 years old, you can't do a straight line.
Wow, right, wow. So from 5 to 21, you were partying.
Well, I don't know about partying. As a kid, you don't really party. You're just kind of like, you're a Jewish kid from Brooklyn.
You said it.
So you kind of like, they used to do these parties in the synagogue in the back, and you used to be like, oh, everybody's praying here.
Wow.
Let me go to the back. There was all the drinks.
The wine.
Jews, I mean, what do you think they do? They're so depressed about being Jewish, following all the fucking rules. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to steal. They're going to drink like fishes and become all a bunch of drunks. No, they did everything. They had Southern Comfort. I got into Jack Daniels when I was a kid, and a lot of cocaine, a lot of Jack, a lot of different things.
And by 21, you were done.
By 21, I had...
Well, the year you're allowed to drink is the year you stopped.
Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Well, you're Jewish is 13.
Oh.
At 13, I was drinking like a fish when I was listening to my heavy metal stuff, and my father was really pissed off that I discovered Motorhead, and I discovered all the new wave of British heavy metal bands, and I was rebelling against, Ted Brown radio, and I was rebelling against everything, and listening to AC/DC. God, he prayed for the Rolling Stones after I listened to AC/DC.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, how do you do your SoundCloud? How frequently are you doing the show now?
Well, I just did an interview with Sherry Curry.
Oh, look at you. I heard she was in town.
She is beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude, she's the nicest one of the Runaways.
That's great.
I got a couple of other interviews coming, and right now, the newest interview I did was Dan McCafferty from Nazareth. That's up on my SoundCloud.
And your
That's on my website,
it's
really.
under MaRk After Dark, and that's how people can find it.
You can go through Facebook, you can go through anything, everything's there, and there's a whole line of interviews. They're great. They're excellent. So, the real truth. When I started this, doing what you do, and you do a great fucking job. There's nobody, man, oh man. You give me a run. When I started this, I would sit with a band, have them on. I would be like, damn, there's no history to these people. What the fuck am I going to ask these people? And that was always mind-boggling. I was like, oh, we'll just joke around.
Yeah, because I'm just on the fly, I kind of just, don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so...
It's all good. That's
it keeps it easy. I never know what I'm going to say. And I constantly put my foot in my mouth, and I constantly cut people off. I know it, but...
Yeah, but you know what? So do I. And you know what? I talk like we were meant for this.
I guess so. When's your birthday?
September 25th.
So you're a Libra?
Yeah. I wish I was a different sign.
Virgo? Why? What's wrong with Libra?
Well, the thing about Libra...
Are you a slob?
Yeah, I am a slob.
I know Libras that are slobs.
Well, the thing about being a Libra...
But they're neat also. Yeah. They're very,
I'm organized to a point.
Yeah, when it comes to you.
Yeah.
Right? And are you into beautiful things? You hate everything.
Records and CDs and rock posters and rock shirts.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Collecting programs. I collect music. It's like I've always collected. I collected since I was a kid. I got 25,000 records in my house.
Do you have a turntable still?
Yeah.
That's good.
I got my CD collection and my DVD collection, and I love watching bands, so it, keeps me busy at home.
Even ones you don't like, you like watching?
Well, the things I don't like, I throw in the garbage. I mean, there's a lot of demos. People, I don't know, New York isn't what it used to be music. Well, New York, honestly, has never been a music town. It's always been more about fashion than music, really, when you get right down to it. You know, I mean...
I beg to differ, but that's okay.
Everybody does.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's kind of always been my thing. There is a lot of good bands out of New York.
Wait, then it's the poser town, and then that's what.
Well, that's. Well, the thing is like New York is kind of about hanging out at the bars and who's going to hang out where, and it kind of lost its edge when it came to music. Is all I'm saying. And when I was a kid growing up, the celebration of a band was, I'm a kid from Lemore's in Brooklyn and from, the Ritz and, Jesus Christ.
I used to work at the Ritz.
I used to go to the Ritz all the time. I mean, I'm a child of like all the AfTeR party was right there.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go to, and I'm not picking on anybody, in that own bars, like, but the thing is it kind of goes a little bit like, forget about the band, let's go to the AfTeR party.
Yeah,
and it becomes like a scene, and it's not about music. I'm a music guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a scene guy.
That makes sense.
I've always been more about music.
So what do you tell young musicians today?
Quit.
Oh! Want to push a button?
Oh, jeez, I can't sing. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you the truth. If you can write a good song, because to me it's all about the song. It's not about anything else but songs. And the problem is people forget about that. They think it's about something other than a song. And the song is the most important. I mean, that's what got me into music. And I've been searching for songs all along. And people, they concentrate on this exterior thing, and they forget all about the MTV channel.
I know.
They forget all about the songs.
Actually, the songs today, what I find a big problem is everyone writes lyrics, not enough people writing music.
There you go.
There's no structure.
There's no structure.
Damn straight there isn't. I mean, you see, and that's always been my thing. Like I was saying about Charles, my friend Charles from Tired Wings. He can write a good... If you leave a club, and you leave a club with the song in your head, then that band has done their job. If you don't leave the club singing that band's song, then that band did not do their job as musicians.
So I'm going to send you a song, and I want to know what you think.
Uh-oh.
All right?
Well, Lou, I always like your stuff.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No, I have. And you know me, I'm very honest. I'm like brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that really knows
do you leave singing my songs in your head? Do you remember?
There's been moments. There's been a couple. I don't know the names.
A lot of people say that they do.
But that's the idea. If people say to you that they left the club singing your song, then you've done your job as a musician, as a songwriter. That's the idea of when I first saw you. I think I saw you at Gale's Girls Rock back. I watched you play. And I thought you had some songs going. I mean, I didn't know the material.
Right.
There was a couple of bands here and there that I liked. They probably don't exist anymore. But there was a couple of bands here and there that I thought that were okay, but the songs could need some work. And when they came up to me and they asked me what I thought, they thought I was a jerk because I'd be honest and I'd say, well, bass player was a little bit off. The drummer sucks. You got to get a new drummer. But the drummer's the one that started the band. Well, then change the name of the band and get a new drummer.
Right.
And then I'd kind of be brutally honest, and that's what people have me. Well, I'm a nice person besides that, but when people say, give me your honest opinion, and when I give them my honest opinion, they say, God, that guy's a jerk.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for coming, and I think you have to come again because you do have a lot to say.
Oh, I always do.
That's cool. We like that. So, Alan, any last questions for this guy? Because we got to get
we have to see. MaRk told me something. Are his eyes open?
Never.
Because he's after dark.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what? I did notice the nice leather pants here. They look beautiful.
Thank you.
I opened my eyes for that. I have to. So I'm like always looking good.
Well, I want to just thank everybody today. Alan for being the WhO. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Thanksgiving. Ray Galindo, thank you. And the Martian Santa. Benny Negro. Red Gretchen, thank you so much. Kilo, oh, he's a funny one. Global Thugs, that's right. MaRk, AfTeR, of course, Caroline, I love you. Otto Shuckenhead, and Karen from Brazil. I want to bolt her to her seat right now because I don't know if she's going to be with us anymore. She has to go back to Brazil.
Oh,
I know, but we are so grateful that we have had her.
the way I used to end my show is say this, and this always works for me. Goodbye, good riddance, and well, you know the rest.
There you go. Say it from him. Happy